rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop to stress the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening. Is it fact if revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jackie. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear. This shit light. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain first. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
West till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of one west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupon for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm growing them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modify the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's worth the mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had them niggas spin like a tire, down the deep. And I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UP. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
warrior with the hands. That's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Payback in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark, and I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. And I been walking with them angels, so I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft, better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. My hymen say I cup full, no room for emotion, so I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to suffer. Flow so deep, it drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Well, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter, the lies are sweet. Tried everything, I guess me and Johanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring me bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time, this Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. She call me 47, praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame, ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign, loyal to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king, you devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. That's right. Bring that hot flame, you bitch ain't loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign, loyal to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king, you devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. Bring that hot flame, you bitch ain't loyal to the king.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my houses. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official, I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Hey Shalom, this is the Wednesday night history class. Also check out Commanding Journey Hannah's radio show, 2 a.m. UK time. We have classes here Monday through Friday. We have them live in the physical school. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. till 9. We have we have them remote Tuesdays and Friday. We have them remote Tuesday and Friday in the radio show on the ends on Friday. Also ask your questions, put your questions in the chat, and we will get to them. I got Benjamin rolling with me today.
That's right.
We're gonna jump right in because we a bit behind. So lucky, go ahead, Benjamin. So we're gonna go into Christmas is Yule. Speaking of Christmas is a new holiday and about family when it's not. So lucky, go ahead.
Shalom, sir. Yahweh Shem Yashai Barakatah. Despite occurring in the middle of winter, when days get as cold and dark as they come, pagans have learned to honor Yule early on. Pagans knew that after the longest night of the year, the darkness finally reached its pinnacle, only to be defeated by light soon after. The winter solstice, as this night is known in the pagan communities, marks the rebirth of the sun. Just as the earth seems to succumb to darkness, it comes back out again. And by spring, it slowly becomes more vibrant than ever. The knowledge that this is what comes after this night brought so much joy into people's lives that they knew that this date in the pagan calendar needed to be marked by a special celebration.
So now they celebrated the day which linked the night and which was defeated by light and so forth, and the night was at its pinnacle. And then they said this day has to be marked by a celebration, and that celebration it was Yule. They called it other names, something tide, Yule tide, that's what it was called. And then over time, that became Christmas. So this, what we celebrating right now, thinking, yeah, it's Christmas, it's a spin on Yule. So it's a spin on Yule tide. So now once you know better, you do better. We used to celebrate these things. Now you know better. You no longer should be celebrating these things. Yes, lucky, go ahead.
The Yule festival is a popular celebration that dates back centuries. Although its origins are somewhat murky, the Yule festival likely has pagan roots. Today, the Yule festival is celebrated by Christmas and non-Christmas alike. It is a time to come together, celebrate life, and enjoy the company of loved ones.
So now they're letting you know what the Yule festival is. They tell you it's a time to celebrate life and enjoy the company of loved ones. Go ahead.
So, what is Yule festival, and where did it come from? Read on to learn more about the history and origins of this festive occasion.
So now we're going to read about this festival, Yule. So go ahead.
What is the Yule festival? Yule is a winter festival falling on the winter solstice, originally celebrated by the Germanic people.
So Yule is a winter festival falling on the winter solstice, originally celebrated by the Germanic people. So the Germanic people back then was like your Britons and so forth, or your early Anglo-Saxons and whatnot. They would celebrate these things because they believed in gods called Odin. So when you go back ancient times, they celebrated Yule. Now the Romans and the Greeks, they would have known it as like a winter solstice kind of festival. And over time the name changed, but really it's all of the same thing. All has spins of the same thing. Nowadays you call it Christmas. Go ahead.
This festival is feasting and merrymaking during the darkest, coldest time of the year.
And they celebrate this during the darkest, coldest time of the year. And now if you look at outside, this is the darkest, coldest time of the year. I'm sure this week they said what? The sun set at 3, something to 4. The sun set about 3:30. So the sun set about 3:30 p.m. This is the darkest time of the year. Go ahead.
It marks the end of a long, bleak winter and the rise of spring.
They're saying this time of year marks the end of the winter, and then we're going to start going into spring. So this is why they start to talk about their New Year's and so forth. Go ahead.
People would decorate their homes with greenery, such as holly and ivy, light logs, and feast on special holiday foods. The festival
and the feast on special holiday foods. And this time of year, everyone feasts on what? Special holiday foods. You feast on mince pies, sausage rolls, chocolate logs. These are the things that they have you feasting on this time of year. They would eat similar things in Yule. Nowadays they eat like candy apples, and they got certain things that they have for Christmas. Go ahead.
The festival typically lasts for 12 days, beginning on December 21st.
And the festival lasts for 12 days. And if you know anything about Christians or whatever, they would usually celebrate a festival around 12 days. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Is that from 12 days?
12 days. Oh. So now before that, we call it 12 days of Christmas. Hold on, I'm going to find it. There's even a song called the 12 Days of Christmas. Hold on. Bear with me. Hold on. Let me type in 12 days of Christmas meaning. See, so now in Yule, they celebrated 12 days, a 12-day festival, And then here, these lot spun it, and these lot said, hold on, is that the screen, Benjamin? Oh yeah, it is. These lot said the 12 days of Christmas refer to the period between the birth of Jesus and the arrival of the Magi or wise men in Bethlehem. This time is celebrated in Christian tradition as a significant period, marking the incarnation and the recognition of Jesus as the Son of God. Each day symbolizes the joy of Christmas and the transformative presence of Christ in the world. So you see how they spun that to make it sound nice? They spun that to make you think it's about Jesus Christ, when really it's not. So read that part one more time, Benjamin.
Canada and Council. The festival typically lasts for 12 days, beginning on December 21st.
See? It says it came. Hold on. Bear with me. All right, hold on. So now, they've told you about the 12 days of Christmas. It's to do with Jesus Christ and the Magi. And Yule, they celebrated Christmas, well, Yule for 12 days. So now we're going to do just a simple check. We're going to find out what came first, Yule or Christmas. So here it says Yule is generally considered to have originated before Christmas. See? It says Yule is a winter festival that has roots in ancient Germanic and Norse traditions, celebrating the winter solstice and the return of longer days. It was a time for gatherings, feasts, and bonfires, symbolizing hope and renewal. The Christianization of the Germanic people led to the merging of Yule with Christmas. But the festival itself predates Christmas by several centuries. So you think you're celebrating Christmas? You're celebrating Yule, man, because Yule predated Christmas by several centuries. That's lucky. Go ahead.
Canada and Council. Festival typically lasts for 12 days, beginning on December 21st, the day of the winter solstice, and ending on January 1st, known as the Yuletide. Winter solstice has been a very important day in Germanic and Norse pagan tradition and other pagan cultures worldwide.
Read that part one more time.
Winter solstice has been a very important day in Germanic and Norse pagan tradition and other pagan cultures worldwide.
So now we celebrate Christmas and we think we're doing something new and amazing and we're doing an honorable service to God. But in reality, we're celebrating Yule, an ancient pagan festival. We're celebrating an ancient pagan festival and we hide it and think, yeah, it's Christmas. Really, its origins come from Yule. Let me go to the next slide. Yes, Lucky, go ahead.
The winter solstice is the shortest and day and longest night of the year and marks the official start of winter. At this time of the year, the sun is at its lowest point in the sky and turning back towards the earth, giving the appearance of a wheel turning. This is how Yule derives its meaning of wheel in Old English. For many pagan cultures, this day is interpreted as the sun's death and rebirth. It signifies
that the sun dies and then it's born again. Right.
It signifies the sun's return after months of darkness and cold weather and is a welcome sign that spring will eventually arrive. For pagans, this is a time to celebrate the natural world and the cycle of. Pagans believe that the earth is alive and that everything has a spirit, including animals.
The sun, the moon. They believe something dies. They believe the sun dies, the moon rises up. It's dark for so long because the sun's died, and then once they see, oh, there's more light on the earth, they will use that to celebrate and say the sun's alive. It's the birth of the sun. So that's the nonsense that a lot of them was into. Go ahead.
Everything has a spirit, including animals, plants, rocks, and land. Winter solstice is a time to honor these spirits and to give thanks for the gifts.
It's a time to honor these spirits. Go ahead.
And to give thanks for the gifts and blessings they have given us. It is a time of hope, rebirth, and renewal. It is also a time to celebrate the goddess of fertility, who brings new life to the earth after a long winter period.
So you'll find that a lot of these other nationalities, or these pagans, they believe in goddesses and demigods. They believe in a lot of those things. But their belief system is they believe in all these things, demigods, goddesses, the whole lot. Go ahead.
The word Yule is derived from the Old Norse Yal, one of the names of the Norse god Odin.
So now, this is one of the Norse gods, Odin, and this was like their main gods. The Anglo-Saxons used to worship this Norse god. They used to worship Odin. They used to believe in gods of wars and gods that fly through the sky and all that nonsense. Go ahead.
It is also sourced from an Old English term, geohol, which referred to a hunting season following the harvest. Geol was later replaced by the Old Norse word Yol.
So that means Yule as well. Go ahead.
With the same meaning, Yol eventually became the modern English word Yule.
So that's where it come from. That's where the word Yule come from. At first, that was what it started off as. Go ahead.
The word Yule is also used in many other languages, including Swedish, Danish, Norwegian, Icelandic, and German. In addition to referring to the holiday season, the word Yule describes Christian trees, describes Christmas trees and decorations. It is even used in some pagan and Wiccan traditions.
So he says the word Yule describes Christmas trees and decorations. Is even used in some pagan and Wiccan traditions. Go ahead.
The festival is said to have originated in an ancient Scandinavia and Germania, and is often related to Norse mythology.
Your Christmas tree that you use ain't new. So go ahead.
So why is it similar in different cultures? Like Babylon had a similar thing, same day tree. Why is that?
Because all of them come from the same backgrounds. One man will just take the next man's culture and tweak it a little bit. And then by the time it got to these Germanic people, they just blended that in with Christmas. So they will take the culture of the Romans and they'll just merge it all. And before you know it, one man who would just celebrate some nonsense with a tree, another man would add decorations to it or add something else to it. And then before you know it, Yule becomes Christmas, winter solstice becomes Yule. So a man would just learn on his travels and bring it somewhere else. And then before you know it, once the Romans and Greeks take over, everyone's celebrating whatever they bring with their own spin on it. Like, say, for instance, people ask, why do Jamaicans celebrate Christmas? And then what you'll find out is the way how Jamaicans celebrate Christmas is Christmas, but they've added their own spin on it. Like, they'll eat certain things around the table. Like, say, for instance, a white man will have with his Christmas dinner cranberry juice. Black people will have, I can't remember what they have. So black people add whatever nonsense they want to add to theirs. And then before you know it, 100 years time from now, a Jamaican Christmas will look different to an English Christmas, but then they'll both be the same thing. That's what you go ahead.
So, if I may add to that, I was trying to look to see if Saturnalia had the same connection with the Yule. And as you just mentioned, the Romans, they worship Saturnalia during the same time. That's what they called it.
Yes. Sir. So that was theirs. They done Saturnalia. The Germanic people done Yule. And then over time, all these things become one, just known as different names. So if you was to say to someone like, "Now, yeah, man, we're celebrating Saturnalia on the 25th," they would swear blind, "Yo, it's a pagan thing, don't do that." But then if you call it Christmas, they will celebrate it. If you said to your mom, "Yeah, man, let's celebrate Yule," she'll say, "No, it's a pagan thing." But as soon as you give it the name Christmas, it sounds like a good thing. But really, Saturnalia, and you'll just test it out. You say, yeah, man, we're celebrating Saturnalia next week. Everyone will look at you like you're crazy. Even though Saturnalia predates Christmas, they will look at you like you're crazy. Even though Saturnalia is came before their Christmas. Let's go ahead.
That's it on that slide, sir.
Go ahead.
Different cultures have different names for the winter solstice festival, although many practices were situated in different geographical locations. Their celebration was very similar. Ra God ritual. Winter solstice in ancient Egypt was celebrated as the homecoming of Ra, the sun god.
See, so
to thank him.
Read that part one more time. So now this is going to let you know how different cultures celebrate Yule. Go ahead.
Winter solstice in ancient Egypt.
Read it from the top. Okay.
Canada and Cancer. Different cultures have different names for the winter solstice festival.
See, so now they have different names for the winter solstice festival. They have different names for the same festival. Go ahead.
Although many practices were situated in different geographical locations, their celebration was very similar.
See, so now their celebrations was very similar, even though it's in different geographical locations, which lets you know they was all celebrating the same thing, but in their own way. Go ahead.
Winter solstice in ancient Egypt was celebrated as the homecoming of Ra.
So now they celebrated in Egypt as the homecoming of Ra. And now they were trying to tell you, yeah, this is Jesus' birthday, which means they're trying to celebrate in the same way that the Egyptians celebrated it. The Egyptians celebrate this as the homecoming of Ra, and Christians celebrate this as the birth of Jesus Christ. So they all celebrate these things the same way. Go ahead.
To thank him for keeping the land and crops warm. The ancient Egyptians celebrated the winter solstice in several ways. People would offer prayers and sacrifices to Ra during the festival.
Prayers and sacrifices to Ra. What you do now is you offer sacrifices to that Christmas tree, but you don't know it. The same way they would sacrifice to Ra, you now sacrifice to the Christmas tree, because all those presents have to go under the Christmas tree before you give them to people. You have that tree and you bow down to that tree, and them presents have to be under there, man. And you celebrate this festival, and everyone comes before that tree and gets their gifts. Go ahead.
People would offer prayers and sacrifices to Ra during the festival, and boats decorated with sun symbols and olive leaves were sailed down the Nile.
They would do that, so that's how they would celebrate now the Ra, with sailboats and all these things down the Nile and so forth. Go ahead.
Saturnalia. The Saturnalia festival was a Roman holiday every December 17 to 23 to honor the sun, to honor the god Saturn. It was a time when people could let loose and have fun. The festival was very similar to the Yule festival celebrated by the Germanic people. Both festivals lasted for several days and involved feasting, decorating their homes with greenery and lights.
So Saturnalia and Yule, read that part one more time, involve what?
The festival was very similar to the Yule festival celebrated by the Germanic people.
Saturnalia was very similar to Yule, and you'll see that Yule is very similar to Christmas. Go ahead.
Both festivals lasted for several days and involved feasting, decorating their homes with greenery and lights, and exchanging gifts.
Decorated their homes with greenery and lights. And now when you drive past people's houses who celebrate Christmas, what do you see? A ton of lights, man. A ton of lights. So okay, go ahead.
And exchanging gifts. However, Saturnalia was also a time when social norms were turned upside down. slaves and masters would switch roles, and people dressed up in costumes.
And now they would switch roles. They would switch roles, the slave master and so forth. They would switch roles on that day. And then there was in Caribbean culture, I believe they do a thing called John Canoe.
That's right.
We'll go and dance outside people's houses and stuff.
Is that why you get boss nicely on those days?
Nice. Switching roles.
Zero.
So on the job is nice to you on that day.
You give you a bonus and that.
Yeah.
Take the Christmas party and they'll buy the drinks and everything.
Yes, okay, go ahead.
So like I say, if I may give a little joke, I was I always say that the oppressor, right? The oppressor, like for example, you know, those oppressors in the parliament, they like being
say that one more time.
the oppressors in parliament. So like I said, they like to be dominated after the world. So,
Especially Edomites into all of that freaky stuff. Listen, man, I had the wild at them Christmas parties, man. I had them Christmas parties, they're all sniffing coke, they get wild at the Christmas parties. That's lucky, go ahead.
Canada on concert. However, Saturnalia was also a time when social norms were turned upside down. Slaves and masters would switch roles, and people dressed up in costumes. The Saturnalia was an opportunity for people to celebrate life and enjoy themselves before the cold winter months set in. It was similar to Yule and Christmas celebrations.
Right.
That's it on that slide, sir.
Yule and all these Christmas celebrations are so similar, like you can't get around it, man. Imagine the same thing they do is the same thing that you do today. They deck their house in greenery and lights. You deck your house in greenery and lights. You celebrate for 12 days. They celebrate for 12 days. Christmas is in the winter. Yule was in the winter. It all comes from Saturnalia and the winter solstice. But let me get to the next one. Now there's a thing called the Yule tree. Go ahead.
The Yule tree, also known as the Christmas tree, is usually decorated to mark a special occasion in many cultures. This tree is an evergreen conifer species like fir, pine, juniper, cedar, or spruce. The tradition of using this tree for celebrations has roots in ancient civilizations in Europe, the Middle East.
The Yule tree has roots in ancient civilizations, man. So now you're thinking this is new. This is letting you know this Yule tree has roots in ancient civilizations. Go ahead.
In Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. The modern custom was popularized in the 19th century. The Yule tree is often decorated with bright colors.
The Yule tree is often decorated with bright colors. The Yule tree is the Christmas tree, man.
That's right.
The Christmas tree, copy the Yule tree. It says the Yule tree is often decorated with bright colors. Go ahead.
And lights symbolizing religious events.
And lights symbolizing religious events. Same way you decorate your tree, same way they decorate the Yule tree. Your Christmas and Yule have more in common than you think, man. As a matter of fact, your Christmas is actually Yule. Yes, Lucky, go ahead.
The Yule tree is also viewed as a crucial symbol in pagan tradition. Among the early pagans, it represented the world tree or tree of life.
See, and now the Yule tree represented the world tree or tree of life. So now, there, and understand this. The reason they think it represents the world tree and tree of life and whatnot is because now when you go back to Babylon and so forth, they thought that tree lived, man. The evergreen tree was meant to have life because it was evergreen, man. So they thought this tree never dies. This tree's got life in it. Nimrod spirits in this tree. And now you celebrate Christmas because of that. Go ahead. Now they put a spin on it, change the names, and now you celebrate it. Go ahead.
During the ancient periods, people used to decorate the tree with gifts.
Oh, so now it says during the ancient periods, people used to decorate the tree with the gifts. What do you do for Christmas? decorate the tree with the gifts, man.
That's right.
Everyone looks at your tree to see how much presents is under there. And then if you got 2 presents under there, your tree's not decorated, man. Listen, our parents, when they celebrated Christmas, the tree wasn't decorated with gifts, man. Them terrible gifts that we was getting, that tree's far from decorated, man. You give people getting boxes and socks and listen, our tree definitely wasn't decorated with gifts. Now, it says here, the tree decorated with gifts. Let's Lucky, go ahead.
Canada one cancer. As they expected to receive from the gods. It was usually decorated with natural ornaments like berries, pine cones, different fruits, and other symbols sacred to the goddesses and gods. Berries and popcorn were hung around the trees.
So now it says the tree with gifts they expected to receive from the gods. So now it says people used to decorate the tree with the gifts they expected to receive from the gods. And now, that sounds like Christmas. You're decorating it with gifts that you claim come from Santa, man. Santa is the God that you make out like the presents come from. You decorate this tree with presents that you expect to receive. Santa Claus, man. Nowadays, you just gave it as a spin, Santa Claus and whatnot. But really, in ancient civilizations, they decorate this tree and made that like the gods gifted them presents. And who do you make out gifts you them presents today? Santa Claus, man. How can you be a black man or black woman? You're basically saying Santa Claus is your God that's gifting you those presents, man. You're buying them, and this is why you don't take the credit. Why? Because you want to make out the gods gifted them to you. The gods that you call them today is Santa Claus. In your mind, you don't see Santa Claus as a god. You just see him as someone that gives gifts. So what you'll find out is the white man's so great at spinning stories, man. You'll find a black man that was doing good, giving out gifts, and he will tie it to some pagan tradition, man. He'll find something in some pagan tradition, how the gods used to so-called give gifts. Say, if we put him in place of that god, he can give the gifts. And that's what they've done.
Santa Claus is clearly a god. Anyone that can know if you're sleeping, well, he knows you're sleeping every week. And then you drop the toys in one night. And it's not in one day, it's the whole earth. It must be a god, man.
In their mind, they don't worship him. They just caught up with these childish stories. But back in the days, they used to believe that these gifts was coming direct from the gods. Let's go ahead.
Berries and popcorn were hung around the trees so bird could feed.
It says berries and popcorn were hung around the trees so birds could feed. That's when birds was outside, trees was outside, and now you got them in your house. Let's go ahead.
Bells were rung in the morning during the winter solstice to eliminate demons.
There's even songs called Jingle Bells, Jingle All the Way. There's all these Jingle Bell songs and so forth. Ancient Yule, they had bells, man. Go ahead.
Sorry about is that slave thing right? That false. What is it?
That's false.
Niggas had bells. I remember.
Yeah, that's false. Listen, these men had bells from Yule, and it was just part of the custom. Black people try to make everything up, man. Oh, the bells in slavery comes from this. No, don't, man. They had bells from Yule, man, from way back when. Let's go ahead.
The one more sorry goes in. See the jingle bells from Black slavery. You say Black Friday from slavery. I say Black got king rolls in their head because
no, come on, man.
Straight rolls.
Yeah, you can't put a map in here. Listen, niggas can barely follow the sat nav. So me looking at cane roads and knowing where to go, don't even mean where would it start? Like what road would this? Exactly. All of that shit is silly, man. But how far do the cane roads go? Like where do we stop?
I've never said since I go in my life.
Exactly. You see it? Yeah. That's what. Go ahead, Benjamin.
Bells were rung in the morning during the winter solstice to eliminate demons that could have surfaced during the dark periods of the year. They also herald the brighter and warmer days brought by the solstice. Caroling was another common Yule tradition observed by young children via song to honor the winter solstice.
And they would carol? They would carol, and today, what do they do? Christmas carols. You do know every morning they have this around Christmas times. They have them singing these songs, Christmas carols, and all this nonsense. They have all these Christmas carols, and they're getting ready to do that. I believe they do it on BBC One Christmas morning. They do all that nonsense, man. They're getting ready to do that again. All these carols. That's what you go ahead.
The children would move around the village singing, and the villagers would give them sweets and other tokens of
And then the
appreciation.
children would move around the village singing, and in John Canoe, that's what they would do. They would move around the village singing, would dress up and sing for money. And even in England, people would carol, would knock on your door and would sing Christmas songs, would sing Yule songs, would sing songs to get money. This is what they would do during Yule. It's called caroling. So they would come and sing, sing, sing. That's what the word.
The small gifts symbolized the food provided by Mother Goddess.
See, and they believe that this food came from the Mother Goddess. That's the nonsense that they used to believe. So lucky, go ahead.
Witch balls. These beautiful balls are specifically meant to
Lucky. Shit.
that's lucky.
Why?
So lucky, go ahead.
So like as long as I'm saying it to my rib, I'm good with that. So like, yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
What is it?
So as long as you say to choose root. Exactly. So lucky, go ahead.
Are specifically meant to protect your home and its inhabitants from harm.
So now they would have witch balls, and the ones that you have on the Christmas tree kind of comes from those witch balls. So they would have those in the tree to protect them from harm, would have them just around the house. Nowadays, they put them on the tree. Nowadays, they give them a different meaning, but originally, they was called witch balls. Okay, go ahead.
You'll get protection and good luck when you make a witch ball every year.
So now you will get good luck when you make a witch ball. So you'll make that ball and you'll get good luck, because they believe in witches and warlocks and all that nonsense. That's lucky, go ahead.
Although you can hang a witch ball anywhere, a Yule tree is an appropriate place. Some people use clear bulbs that provide a luminescent shine and fill them with herbs and flowers. You can also add anything meaningful like a rune or personal note. Fertility symbols. Although neo-paganism rarely associated Yule with fertility, the early pre-Christian societies linked fertility with the winter solstice. So like the early pre-Christian societies linked fertility with the winter solstice.
Now, before Christianity, they linked fertility with the winter solstice. So that's why they do for Christmas now, kissing under the mistletoe. Because now, kissing under the mistletoe is linked to fertility. They believe, yep, you're going to have babies and you're going to become fertile once you do all the kissing under the mistletoe nonsense. So, and they said this was in pre-Christian civilizations, or pre-Christian societies. Yes, go ahead.
They would perform fertility rites underneath the mistletoe, and the concept was the concept of wassailing also originated from pre-Christian European activities.
And they said it originated from pre-Christian European activities. Go ahead.
You can hang different items like cups, antlers, and eggs to pay tribute to fertility deities. However, these are not usually honored until Beltane.
Beltane was the next pagan festival. Yes, lucky, go ahead.
Kissing under the mistletoe. Although later adopted by Christianity,
Wait, read that part one more time. Although what?
although later adopted by Christianity,
Letting you know, kissing under the mistletoe was there before Christianity, man. It says it was adopted later by Christianity, but kissing under the mistletoe was there before Christianity. Go ahead.
This famous romantics tradition is believed to be of Scandinavian origin. It simply says that a couple who met under a mistletoe must kiss,
They say a couple that meet under a mistletoe must kiss. Go ahead.
and they are then bonded by eternal love.
So that's what they do. There's a song called something Kiss Under the Mistletoe. Got a whole song called Kiss Under the Mistletoe, some nonsense. Go ahead.
It also traces back to ancient Rome, precisely during Saturnalia.
See, so Kissing Under the Mistletoe goes beyond Yule. It dates back to ancient Rome, precisely during Saturnalia. So all your Christian customs and Christmas customs comes from Saturnalia. Go ahead.
War enemies were gathered under the mistletoe to reconcile, although not to kiss under the mistletoe. The origins of this tradition are unclear, but it is aligned with the mistletoe's ancient symbolism of love and fertility. Mistletoe's love symbolism can also be related to Frigg and Baldur's captivating motherly love tale.
So now we're saying this is goes back to a motherly love tale. I believe Frigg was a Roman god or one of the Roman gods. I think he was the god of love. Frigg might be the god of love that they used to believe in. So yeah, it goes all the way back to all of these silly tales. But go ahead.
As with most Lord traditions observed worldwide, the festival of Yule is rooted in ancient beliefs, stories, deities, and historical figures whose relevance has survived the test of time for centuries.
And it goes, their relevance has survived the test of time for centuries, and it has because people still celebrate it today. So these pagan festivals stand the test of time. Now, the only people that would celebrate Saturnalia and the old festivals today is Satanists. They would use the original names, but now you celebrate the same thing as the Satanists, but under a different name. They would just celebrate it with its original name. You celebrate it as Christmas. Go ahead.
Many of these vestiges from old pagan, Germanic, and Scandinavian cultures laid the basis for what billions of people now cheerfully celebrate as Christmas.
See? They said this laid the basis for what billions of people now cheerfully celebrate as Christmas. So they laid the basis for what billions of people celebrate as Christmas today. Tons of people celebrate these things as Christmas today. Go ahead.
Which explains the continued interest in various legends around the solstices and paganisms, Wicca, and Norse mythology.
So Wicca and Norse mythology, all of these is what they're into. Go ahead.
Learning about these founding myths and their associated deities with symbolism will pave the way for a better understanding of Yuletide in its ensemble of rites and practices.
So now, they said found in myths, the associated deities and symbolism will pave the way for a better understanding of Yuletide in its ensemble of rites and practices. And you'll see that a lot of Yule comes from Saturnalia, and a lot of Christmas comes from Yule. So you'll see that from Saturnalia and all Babylon and all these things, it made its way all the way up till Christmas today. So you celebrate Christmas today is nothing new. People have been doing that for years. So Lucky, go ahead.
The duality between light and darkness is a fundamental pattern in ancient lore. Specifically, the tradition from one to the other is often the underlying motive for popular religious celebration. In the context of the winter solstice, as observed in the pre-Christian era, the passage from darkness to light is precisely what the festival of Yule is about. It is a period of seasonal change and renewal, honoring the welcoming of the sun and the lengthening of days until summer, which in the northern hemisphere signifies warmth. Slovakia, warmth, bountiful harvests, hope, comfort, and good health for all ancient folks and their families.
This is the nonsense that they believe. You believe, this nonsense, forehead.
This duality notably explains why so many groups throughout history, from the Egyptians to the Celts, held the sun in such high esteem and even worshipped it.
So
The birth,
they have the sun in such high esteem, and they even worship it, man. And they worship the moon, they worship the summer, they worship the winter. Let's look go ahead.
the birth of the sun is a defining aspect of Yule, as it has been celebrated for millennia. It is core Salakia. At its core lies ancient Celtic pagan beliefs, the rebirth story of the sun god, an allegory of the son who would bring enlightenment to the world after months of darkness and hardship.
And they believe that the sun will bring lightness to the world after all the months of darkness. So that's the nonsense that they believe. They believe all of that nonsense. Let's look go ahead.
Every year on the winter solstice, the goddess of the sun would re-emerge from the underworld and birth a son who was to become the new sun god or king. The sun god matured and continued to grow throughout the new winter and spring, with the sun rising north again, symbolizing the rich fertility he brought along with him. At the peak of the growing season, when flowers bloom and crops ripen for harvest, the strong and handsome son would become his divine mother's lover.
All right.
They commit they committed to one another romantically and would later mate. From that point on, the sun god grew old and frail as crops were exploited for
So this is the nonsense.
sustenance.
Believe the sun grew old and some weird love stories they believe. Go ahead.
As crops were exploited for sustenance until he eventually died, and the sun returned to favor the south. On the next winter solstice, Sona would give birth to their son, who replaced his father brother and became the new sun god,
You
and
see, oh,
on and on it goes.
and on it goes. Listen, man, this right here is some foolishness. Let's lucky go ahead.
According to the ancient Celts' beliefs, this perpetual cycle of birth and death defines the annual rebirth of the sun, which still influences several traditions centuries later. While Christianity appeared much later, we can draw certain parallels between the sun's perpetual rebirth story and the birth of the Messiah. Silake, can I read it again, sir?
You go ahead.
It says, while Christianity appeared much later,
See,
we
so
can.
Christianity appeared much later. Go ahead.
Silake, sir, what kind of Christianity they talking?
Sorry, say that again.
I was just asking what kind of Christianity they're talking when they
So
say
the
Christian.
Christianity appeared much later. So now, they started celebrating Christmas. I want to say 4th or 5th century. So then, that kind of Christianity, see, once the Romans started celebrating Christmas.
You're talking Slovakia after Constantine.
Yeah. So then a lot of them before they was Christians. What was they before those Christians?
Oh, you talking you talking the pagans? Salakia, sorry.
Yes. So now they was pagans.
Salakia, sir. The reason why I ask is because obviously during Christ's time, we have they were called first called Christians in Antioch. So obviously when they say while Christianity appeared much later, are we talking that they're not being specific with the Christianity that they're saying right here, or are they because they don't know why they're writing this?
So when they say Christianity appeared much later, they're just thinking Christianity has always been the Christianity that it is. So even though what they're saying is that religion of Christianity appeared much later after all these events, but then what they're going off is their time in their Christianity based on the festival. So they're saying this was done and Christianity appeared much later. So so now we know when you're talking about those called Christians first in Antioch, now we know they didn't celebrate Christmas, but this festival even predates that. Even though they didn't celebrate, but these festivals predate that. So Saturnalia and all of these things, it predates Christ and all of them things. So they can't say the tree's for Christ's birthday if the tree predates him, because the tree was spoken of in Jeremiah, which predates Christ. Which predates Christ and all the followers of Christ, it predates them. So they can't say the tree's for Christ's birthday, because when you read in Jeremiah, which everybody knows is before the time of Christ, and they had the tree there, and they had issues with the tree from then, which lets you know this nonsense that they believe predates everything that they're following today. So what Christians have done is something God told them not to celebrate is something they're not celebrating. And that's what we do. We constantly copying these pagans and doing what they do when really we're meant to do what the Lord tells us to do.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
If I may, as we just said, with when the Romans were in rulership while Christ was alive, these Germanic people they were around at that time as well, or perhaps before as well. They saying, sir.
Yes, they was around at that time. So now those Germanic people at that time, a lot of them would have been in Europe.
Canada,
a lot of them would have been in Europe, but also you have to remember that a lot of them also would have been Anglo-Saxons. So a lot of them would have been under Roman rulership and would have fought the Romans and took over Europe and brought the nonsense into Europe. So a lot of the Anglo-Saxons who was black people was following this Yule and this nonsense.
Canada and cancer.
They learned this in Scandinavian. They learned this from heathens, and then they just took it on. You know how we make everything famous. You know how Rastafarianism comes from East Indian nonsense, but we make it famous. So now the Germanic peoples, they would have made Yule famous because we take on everybody's culture and we make everybody's culture famous. So that's what a lot of them would have did. Yes, lucky. Go ahead.
Cancer. The most obvious resemblance is that both events occur around roughly the same winter solstice period when days are. That's it on the side.
That's not so. Lucky. Go ahead.
The wild hunt. The legend of the wild hunt.
Lucky Ira asked the question. He said, so Lucky said, if I may not topic real quick, do you know if they made pyramids in Egypt in the time of the Ptolemies when the Greeks ruled? No, they didn't. They didn't make pyramids in the time of the Greeks. Why? Because at that time, pyramids was old. It was an old culture back then. At the time of the Greeks were making like buildings and so forth. Pyramids was an old thing back then to them. You gotta remember the Greeks was there like what? Probably like 2,000, 3,000 years maybe after we was building pyramids in Egypt. So now that pyramids would have been old. That's like saying, do people still build pyramids today? Not really, no. Because it's old at that time. So by the time the Greeks was there, a pyramid would have been old news. They would have been onto building bigger things by then. So no, they didn't build no pyramids in the time of Ptolemy. Lucky, go ahead.
The legend of the wild hunt is one of the most common themes in Europe folklore. While it goes by many names and is most popularity cited in Germanic and Norse cultures, the story quickly spread to the rest of the continent, from Spain all the way to eastern parts
So
of Europe.
they had a thing called the Wild Hunt, and it's spread to most parts of Europe and so forth. Go ahead.
We even find various accounts as far as Quebec. The wild hunt is generally regarded as an announcer of catastrophe and is believed to precede dramatic events like wars, famines, and plagues, and is an omen of chaos and death. Although this is not the only interpretation, it blurs the line between the living and the dead.
And they have something between the living and the dead. Like they always believe, like yeah, the living can pass over to where the dead is. The dead can pass over to where the living is. They always believe in that nonsense. They believe that for Halloween, and they believe it for everything else. That's what go ahead.
Picture yourself lost in a forest on a cold, stormy night in the middle of winter. You gaze up in the dark sky and witness a morbid, spine chilling sight. Riding above you is a horde of spectral hunters and their ferocious hounds, birds, valkyries, elves, fairies, and other supernatural creatures led by.
And now they believe in. Now they have the wild hunt with elves. Listen, who has elves, Benjamin?
Salakia, sir.
Who has elves? Who has elves with them?
The Santa Claus.
I'm sure Santa has about what is it, 12 or 42 elves? Can't remember.
That's sure.
Santa has elves, and if you know about these elves, it comes from Germanic things where they believe these elves was little demons, and they believe they could only die from a broken heart, and so forth. And that's what people celebrate when they celebrate Christmas. The whole elves. They believe that a birthmark. They used to call it an elf mark when it's just a vein that didn't form properly. So Lucky, go ahead.
Led by a ghostly mythological figure. The sound of the wind blowing is deafening. Anyone unfortunate enough to cross their path or who dares to address them is destined for doom or worse. Sometimes.
So now they said if you cross these things paths, you're destined for doom or worse. So how? You fast forward, Santa Claus is a good guy with all these elves. Don't make no sense. Back then they were scared of the elves, man. Now all of a sudden Santa's a good guy that rolls with these elves. Go ahead.
Sometimes they will abduct you, transport you far away, and drop you somewhere unfamiliar, conscious or otherwise. They will sometimes decide to enlist you in their ranks and take you to the underworld, where great perils await.
And they would take you to the overworld, so they would kidnap you and end up taking you to the overworld. Go ahead.
The sinister procession can also wreak havoc in towns and homes, stealing food and beer and terrorizing local folks. According to common themes, these night roaming spirits were dead souls doomed to wander as a way to purge themselves from their mortal sins and wrongdoings.
And now they believe a lot of these things, the dead souls that was trying to purge themselves of their wrongdoings. So, and these elves are meant to roll with Santa, who's meant to be a good guy. And here it's letting you know the elves was purging themselves from their evil and their wrongdoings. There, go ahead.
Now, who can the leader of this fearful crew be? If
So
one
now,
is,
it says, who can the leader of this fearful crew be? Go ahead.
If one is to believe popular folk tales, the wild hunt is led by various mythical characters, kings, historical figures, and heroes. In German folklore, the procession is commanded by the god Wotan and his werewolves. Instead of attacking innocent bystanders, they would loot villages and spread chaos. Further north in Scandinavia, the hunt was known as the Asgard Ride and was led by Odin. Although rarely seen, its passage was recognized by the barking of his vicious dogs. One story has it that Odin roamed the night skies.
Oh, now, listen to this. It said Odin roamed the night skies with vicious dogs. How does Santa Claus get around, Benjamin?
Slovakia?
How does Santa Claus get around?
He gets around with the sleigh, yeah? With the Is that
The
what you're
reindeer?
looking for?
So now they've just copied this whole story because Santa gets around the night skies with reindeers. Odin gets around the sky with vicious ducks. It's the same parallel, man.
That's right.
Odin has vicious ducks pulling him through the sky. Santa has reindeers pulling him through the sky, which lets you know Christmas is a ripoff of Yule. Go ahead.
One story has it that Odin roamed the night skies, in an oxen-pulled carriage.
See, and now he roamed the night sky in an oxen-pulled carriage. Now he had oxen, he had wild dogs, vicious dogs, and oxen pulling him. And now Santa has a sleigh pulled by reindeers, man.
Mhm.
Imagine that. The parallels is the same. You can't get around this. If you're celebrating Christmas, Christmas is Yule, man. I hate to break it to you.
And
Christmas.
Slovakia, sir, the Santa Claus use moose as well. Is that the moose? The American
It doesn't it?
can, sir.
Yeah, it does. So the same thing that Santa does is the same thing that Odin was doing, and we should look at this and be like, damn, we've been lied to. We should look at it and say, damn, we've been lied to all our life, man. We should say we've been doing this for the kids. We've been celebrating Saturnalia for the kids. We've been celebrating Yule for the kids. It's time for us to say, all right, we're not doing this for the kids no more. We're going to do right by the kids now. It's time for us to say we're adults and we're going to do right by the kids now. Let's lock it going.
Oxen-pulled carriage, and that one must throw themselves to the ground to avoid being snatched or hunt. Slovakia.
So now that's what Odin used to get around. They said Odin used to fly through the skies and you'd have to throw yourself to the ground to not get snatched by these evil beings back then, the elves and so forth. So back then they were scared, saying this was an evil settings, and now they use the same things to try and make it good. Go ahead.
In early medieval England, the wild hunt was portrayed as a demonic party, but later romanticized and said to be led by fairies. Its leaders.
Over time, now they're trying to say it's led by fairies. Go ahead.
That's it on that slide, sir.
That's the next slide. Oh, so lucky, let me get the next one. So lucky, go ahead.
Krampus.
So now we're going to Krampus. Krampus is, you know what? They had these things called Suave P and Krampus and all that nonsense. Krampus is like a Christmas demon, shall I say? It's like a demon that scares kids and whatnot. So lucky, go ahead.
Lastly, and similarly, the figure of Krampus, who does not technically fall under the deity category, is one all children dreaded around that time of year. Originating in Alpine folklore, Krampus is a hairy, beast-like horned figure who appears during the Christmas season to scare little ones who have misbehaved and punish them.
So now Krampus would appear and punish them during Christmas, and this is why your family tell you, oh, you've been a naughty boy for Christmas, and all of those things. All of those things, it comes from Krampus. And nowadays, obviously, they're not going to tell you about Krampus. They're just going to tell you you're not going to get no gifts for Christmas because you've been naughty, Santa knows. All of this nonsense comes from all of this folklore. So you'll find out a lot of this folklore is all different things merged into one thing. That's what they do, they just merge and merge and merge. So Krampus is also merged into it. Go ahead.
See, like you say, for me, I'm just wondering how in the last slide how those people, you know, when they said that Odin was coming through, you reckon it's like real men on horses just driving through the city and just robbing the place?
So you see with them, they used to believe that, they used to make things up. So someone would tell them a story like, yeah, because Odin flies through the sky, and then everyone would believe Odin flies through the sky, and then they would be like, oh, someone would add Odin flies through the sky with dogs, then they'll believe Odin flies through the sky with dogs, and over time, the folklore grows, people write about it, they lie, and then it just becomes big and everyone believes it. But then, back then was a time where there's no internet, so you can't fact check certain things. Man, yeah, imagine you being born and your parents just say to you, yeah, man, there's this man called Odin. If you don't behave, you can see him flying through the sky. You're going to believe it. You're going to go to school and tell your friends, because, yeah, Odin's going to fly through the sky if you don't behave. Then they're going to grow up and tell their kids, and it becomes a story. But nowadays, we're in a position where we can fact check a lot of things and see, ain't no damn Odin flying through nowhere, man.
Because, sir, Salakia, sir, because, you know, if they tell people that, you know, you need to duck because, you know, Odin coming or whatever, somebody runs and say, you know, Odin is coming, as people start ducking, then the next thing, you know, a carriage just drives through the city and, you know, steal all the beer and everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And more than likely, it could have been that a real carriage. These are scared of everything. Trust me, put someone in all black in the nighttime, they're going to think, yo, that's Odin. They're going to tell you that's Odin. It's kind of like with our culture is people, our culture, when I say our culture, I'm on about like, as Benjamites, women believe that they have to turn their pajamas inside out.
That's right.
They say, now, one person would have started that lie, and then over time, 100 years later, women are still turning their pajamas inside out. Because they believe that someone's trying to come and have sex with them, and if a man wants to have sex with you, turning your pajamas inside out ain't gonna do nothing, man. Turning your pajamas inside out that don't even make sense. But people believe a lot of these things that make no sense, and that's the problem. We believe a lot of things that make no sense. Let's look, you go ahead.
That's it on that slide, sir. Okay, sir.
Absolutely.
He sometimes accompanies Saint Nicholas, a European folklore personage and patron saint of children.
So now they said Krampus would sometimes accompany Saint Nicholas, and Saint Nicholas was who? A black man according to the Bible, man. Saint Nicholas was a black man according to the Bible that lived, I want to say, Russia, and he used to help out poor kids and whatnot. So he became a patron saint, and then over time they made Santa Claus of Saint Nicholas, because I'm sure they called him Santa Claus, so it was considered Santa Claus, and Santa Claus means Saint Nicholas, so they just spun the name and they gave him a whole red outfit, and the really his name is Santa Claus in a different language, and then over time they called Saint Nicholas Santa Claus because it translates to that in a different language. That's lucky. Go ahead.
A European folklore personage and patron saint of children in early December on what is known as Krampusnacht.
Sorry, say that again.
He sometimes accompanies Saint Nicholas, a European folklore personage and patron saint of children in early December on what is known as Krampusnacht. Krampus night.
And Krampus was the demon that they would say would snatch up kids. So that's why it says that you better watch out, you better not cry, because I'm telling you why. They would say Krampus and all that nonsense. Go ahead.
In Germanic lore, we find several variations of this bestial figure in regions of Germany and Austria.
And they'll find several variations of this bestial figure in regions of Germany and Austria. So go ahead.
Veneration
Hold on,
or
let me-
veneration.
hold on,
Slack.
let me see how much you got next. Alright, hold on, let me go back. Let me show you 5 seconds. Alright, so look, you go ahead.
The veneration of saints is the act of honoring a saint, a person who has been identified as having a high degree of sanctity or holiness. Angels are shown similar veneration in many religions. Veneration of saints is practiced formally and informally by adherents of some branches of all major religions,
Now they got
including
veneration of saints. So now they would worship the saints. I'm sure the veneration of saints originally was Halloween. Originally it was Halloween, which was All Souls Day, All Saints Day, no, All Souls Day, and then they changed it to All Saints Day. Then the veneration of the saints. I'm sure it comes from there. I think I got the book somewhere. So Lucky, go ahead.
veneration of saints is practiced formally or informally by adherents of some branches of all major religions, including Christianity,
In all
Judaism, Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, and Jainism.
So they said it's practiced in a load of religions. And now this is Krampus snatching up children. So this is images of Krampus. And they say he would roll with St. Nicholas. So they say he would roll with St. Nicholas and snatch up the children if they're misbehaving and all of that kind of nonsense. So these the images of Krampus right here. So now it would have a birch rod. So Krampus would beat the children and so forth. And this is how they depicted him. Why do they have to depict Krampus as black? Hey man, why is it got to be black? Why does every evil being have to be black? Saying that Krampus is the demon that rose with Saint Nick, and then you will see that they had certain imagery called, what's his name? Black Pete. There's a man called Suave Pete. Is black, and I believe he used to roll with. He used to have a black in blackface. I can't remember which one of them was the slave. I'm sure they used to have a black slave with them. They used to have a black slave chained up with them. It's been a minute since I've gone over it, but yeah, they used to do all of that nonsense. And this right here is the picture, like a picture of Saint Nicholas. So this is who they named Santa Claus after. Him, Saint Nick. That was a patron saint. You can find his records and his books in any of the Russian icons or the icons books. There are pictures of Saint Nicholas. They'll tell you he was a saint for certain regions and whatnot. Here is another picture of Saint Nicholas from another book, and he's depicted as black. This is before any white man ever touched it and whitewashed it. He was depicted as black with an afro, and he's got the cross on because obviously he was a Christian. So before they ever whitewashed any of these images, this is what Saint Nicholas looked like. Here's the next one, a close-up. Saint Nicholas again depicted as a black man in like what they would consider royal Christian apparel. And this is before any white man ever touched him. So how come when I see Santa Claus, whereas Saint Nicholas literally translates to Santa Claus, how come I don't see this? Why this is a white man with a big white beard, got all the children sitting on his lap. That's what I see, man. But the real Saint Nicholas was a black man. No, not a lot of people tell you that. So go ahead.
Odin, also known as Jolfor, Yule Father, and Jolnir, Master of Yule in Old Norse. Odin is the god of the dead, war, creativity, and wisdom.
So Odin was the god. Odin was the god of war. So they say Odin's the god of war. Go ahead.
He is prevalent in Anglo-Saxon and Norse mythologies, bearing numerous names.
So now, them black Anglo-Saxons, they believed in all of this garbage, man. They believed in the Odin. Because obviously they so now when people say dumb shit like, oh, show me where the Anglo-Saxons said there was Israelites, they're not going to say there was Israelites, they believed in Odin. So it doesn't make no sense. You're not going to find a record of an Anglo-Saxon saying, I'm an Israelite. Because why? The ones that knew there was, listen, the ones that knew there was Israelites, they fled into West Africa. Them ones stayed in Jerusalem and fled into West Africa. These ones here that believe they're related to Odin and all the Greek gods, they didn't consider themselves that, man. Ask you, listen, ask your grandma. Your grandma, listen, your grandma's an Israelite, but I guarantee you she ain't gonna say it. Your grandma don't know she's an Israelite. Why? Because she follows Christianity. They don't know the Israelites because they follow Odin. And if you don't believe in the Bible, why would you even care that you're an Israelite? Being an Israelite matters, only matters within our records. If you're a man that don't believe in that record, you're not going to believe you're an Israelite. Listen, imagine a man's an atheist. But you tell, but you're not going to get a black atheist that tells you he's an Israelite. It don't make no sense. It defeats the purpose. The way where you find that you are Israelite is in the Bible. So if you don't believe in the Bible, being an Israelite to you wouldn't matter. And to these Anglo-Saxons, being an Israelite didn't matter. Because obviously they don't believe in it. They believed in Odin. And you celebrated Yule and all of those kind of things. That's lucky, go ahead.
He is prevalent in Anglo-Saxon and Norse mythologies, bearing numerous names and taking various forms depending on local tales. As one of the most celebrated deities of the Yuletide, he is thought to be the precursor of modern-day Santa Claus.
Oh, it's the predecessor. So they said Odin is the predecessor of modern-day Santa Claus. Why? Because Odin rides through the night sky pulled by oxen. Santa Claus rides through the night sky pulled by reindeers. Sounds similar to me. So lucky, go ahead.
In stark contrast to the latter, Odin is commonly depicted as a thin, old, white-bearded traveler, donning a cloak with a broad hat or hood over his head. His face is covered in mysteries, and he doesn't look too approachable. As mentioned in the legend of the Wild Hunt, Odin roamed the windy night sky of the 9 worlds.
And Odin roamed the windy night sky. Go ahead.
In search of knowledge and wisdom. Alongside him were packs of gods, beasts, and other spirits.
Now, imagine, alongside Odin was gods, beasts, and other spirits. Santa Claus has the same thing. He has reindeers and he has elves. He has the same thing as Odin, man. Because why? Santa Claus is a spin-off. Christmas is a spin-off of Yule. Everything Odin did it before Christmas. Now, if I say to someone, yeah, man, you're celebrating Odin's holiday, they're going to say, I don't do that pagan thing. You do, man. You just called it Santa Claus.
That's right.
You just called it Santa Claus, but really, you celebrate the whole Odin stuff. So lucky, go ahead.
Other spirits and creatures facing ice giants and heroically combated dark forces. He was notably known for flying the 8-legged horse named Sleipnir. The deity punished those who...
So lucky, go ahead.
The deity punished those who provoked his wrath and showered those he favored with gifts and good fortune. In opposition to many Christian portrayals, Norse folks knew Odin to be a generous and benevolent god who would grant humanity valuable presents during winter. Given these associations, Odin plays a defining role in Yule beliefs. While the 6th planet of the solar system may immediately come to mind, Saturn was initially a deity in Roman pantheon. He was the god of agriculture, celebrated on the occasion of a mid-December pagan festival known as Saturnalia. This was perhaps the most popular holiday of the Roman calendar, deeply rooted in the legends of the winter solstice. As with other defining deities, the god Saturn is honored with feasting, drinking, gifts, exchanging.
The god Saturn also does the same thing, feasting, gifts, drinks. Same thing you're doing on Christmas, same thing they're doing. Go ahead.
And a spirit of collective joy to celebrate fruitful harvests.
And a spirit of connecting joy, and that's what you do on Christmas. You have that spirit of connecting joy from about 9 a.m. till about 4 p.m. and the whole family fight after that, man. After about 5 p.m., the whole family fall out. So go ahead.
During the week-long feast, roles were exchanged and slaves temporarily became masters.
See, and roles were switched and slaves temporarily became masters. Listen, man, I don't know if you know anything about Christmas. Your boss is the nicest person ever, man. All the mess ups you do around Christmas is generous. Understand this is wickedness comes back in January, man.
That's right.
Don't think he forgets. Don't think he forgets, man. I know it's at Christmas time to play all the Christmas music and everyone's happy and they get high spirits. And imagine this, a white man at Christmas, they actually have work Christmas parties where they pay for all the drinks. Imagine that. They pay for all the drinks. Whereas prior to that, ask your boss, can we have a little pay rise? You ain't getting a penny, man. But on that day, they got a work card, pay for all the drinks, all the parties. Prior to that, you ain't getting nothing. That's lucky. Go ahead.
The symbol behind it was certainly to humble the powerful and to empower the powerless. So again, the theme of changing seasons and welcoming in a new light after the perils of darkness appear.
Good.
Christianity copied many aspects from the pagan winter festivals.
See? Christianity copied many aspects of the pagan winter festival, man. You Christians copied all the pagan festivals, so Christmas is a pagan festival, man. You can't get around it. Everything what we showed today is straight facts. There's no way you can get around it, man. Go ahead.
Like the 12 days of Christmas.
Like
Pagan festivals.
Even they know the 12 days of Christmas comes from paganism. Predates Christianity, man. Go ahead.
Pagan festivals usually last 12 days, and Yule strongly connects with December 21st.
See?
Yule has a Yule has a strong cultural history and is celebrated together with the modern day Wicca.
Listen, man. They celebrate all that. The Wiccans celebrate it, the whole lot. Go ahead.
Yule still refers to Christmas in Nordic region, and the holiday is believed to be Nordic or Germanic in origin.
Yule refers to Christmas, meaning they know Yule is Christmas. That's lucky. Go ahead.
It was celebrated for several centuries before the creation of Christmas by Christians in the 11th century AD. Christmas is meant to celebrate the birth of Christ, while Yule was used to honor the land spirits, ancestors, and gods. People would ask for protection from the spiritual world during the colder months. Yule was also used to celebrate the past year and new beginnings. Christians adopted several traditions from the pagan people they conquered when they spread their religion to entice more people to join Christianity.
See? So now they're letting you know how to spread Christmas now. They said once they conquered people, they took on a few of the people's customs and added it in so they would all join Christianity. So Christmas is a combination of everybody's customs. Go ahead.
They also decided to celebrate the birth of Christ during the same period of the year as Yule.
See, they chose to celebrate the birth of Christ in that same period as Yule. Go ahead.
During its early days, Christians did not want the Christmas holiday associated with Yule or practice or pagan traditions, since they were associated with dark forces. The Christians imposed their religion to gain dominance over other cultures. The idea behind pagan Christmas is notable since it is meant to celebrate the new light, hope, and good fortunes brought by the year. Many people in Nordic countries are reclaiming their old pagan and Yule traditions after realizing that they are not demonic or evil.
See, so now
While,
people used to think Yule was demonic, so the Sponics celebrated Christmas. Now they think Yule's not demonic. So a few people went back to celebrating Yule. But if you're celebrating Christmas, you're celebrating Yule. You're celebrating Christmas, you're celebrating Saturnalia. You're celebrating all of that unknowingly. Go ahead.
while an effort was made to demonize the pagan belief system, Yule and Christmas shared several things in common.
See, share a lot in common with the same thing. Go ahead.
As a result of the shared history of Yule and Christmas, several pagan traditions have been adopted in the modern celebrations of Christmas. Yule traditions mainly included feast and setting better intentions to serve the gods in the coming year. However, these have been transformed into Christmas celebrations and New Year resolutions.
See, so
Christmas
now
tree,
Christmas and New Year's resolutions, which we'll probably get into next week. Go ahead.
Christmas tree, caroling, and offering gifts are some practices with pagan origins.
See, all your Christmas things have pagan origins. Gifts, tree, decorations, pagan origins. Go ahead.
Pagan traditions and Christmas share many things, like decorating Christmas tree around December 21st,
See,
Yule trees.
see. That's lucky. Go ahead.
Canada one concert. So lucky, sir. The if I may, the Christians they were trying to say that this Christmas that they share with pagan origins,
Mm.
because it's Christmas now, and pagan is associated with with the dark side. So the pagans are hitting out saying that you can't be celebrating, you can't be thieving our things, and we we're gonna go back to it because it's not that bad, because you're celebrating it as well, giving gifts, and that's what we were doing. So lucky, sir.
Exactly. They're letting them know, look, man, we were celebrating this before you. Get me? They made them think. Imagine once they conquered them, they made them think Yule was evil, made them kept the customs and just called it Christmas. That's what that person does, makes you think something's evil, even though it is. But his body and gave them the same thing back as his holiday now. So it's took their holiday. Your holiday is evil, but it's made their holiday his, gave it a different name and gave them back his holiday. He's gave them a watered down version of his holiday. He's replaced Odin with Santa Claus. He's replaced their 12-day holiday with 12 days of Christmas and on Jesus' birthday, and the Magi came to them. I don't even know where they get that from. Yeah, I don't know I don't get how they get the 12 days of Christ and the wise men coming to Christ. Says it was a child. Does it say it was a child? It was a child at the time when they came in. These not making out like I don't get how they get in 12 days, but that's lucky. Go ahead.
That's it on the slides, lucky, sir.
All right, we opened the time. We'll finish this off maybe next week. So lucky Benjamin, you can call it.
Canada one cancer. Men of Israel, Imajam Sabbat, Imajam, Barak, Yahaba Shim Yasha Barakata,
Yahaba Hashem Yeshua Kafam.
Yajamata, class dismissed.
Florida again, Benjamin. Florida again, Israel. We'll be here tomorrow, 7 p.m. till 9. All right, Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, sir.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The
ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.